Welcome back to this Smiles Garage. In this video I have a 1994 BMW 325i. So any BMW 3 Series E36 from 90 to 2000, it's the same exact procedure. This has a wheel bearing issue. I don't know if you can hear it, if the camera will pick it up. We'll drive around a little bit. It's like a humming noise. So we're gonna go ahead and take this car apart now. Alright, so now I'm gonna start. I'm gonna take the brakes apart, the wheel tire off. If you want to see how to do take the brakes off in this car, I have a link in the description underneath on how to do the rear brakes in this car. So check out that video. But I'm gonna take everything apart, take the rotor off, take the brake caliper, the caliper bracket off, the tire obviously. And I'm gonna go down. The next thing I'm gonna show you is the axle nut we're gonna take off. Okay, now that I have everything apart, you can actually hear this thing. That's a bad bearing. Now I took the axle nut off, and these were bent in, these things over here, so you just gotta knock them back out. So that should be good. Okay, that's a 30 millimeter. You need a 12-point socket for that. I'm using an impact gun. If you don't have an impact gun, you could put a pry bar here with two nuts here to hold it in place while you do that, or wedge it on the floor while you turn it. So I'm going to take this off. And as you can see, the axle is actually free from the hub over there. Now if it's not free, you could use an air hammer and hammer that in so it loosens up. Spray some butter sauce in there, or just use a hammer on this. Be careful you don't mess up the threads. Now I take the little drum brake setup for the emergency brakes off. I'm putting a 5 millimeter Allen in here. Put it in, turn it, and it pops right out. Now the same thing in the bottom. Just like that. Alright, now you took those two off, you could just go in here with your flathead, pop the spring out. Just like that. There you go. Just gotta work it a little bit. You got two springs to contend with. Okay, in case you guys didn't catch that, this is how it's connected over there. Just like that, with these two springs. You just gotta pop these springs out, and this is the adjuster. So that's how it goes in there. Alright, I'm gonna take this metal band here off with a screwdriver and a hammer, because I can't put my socket in here. So that thing's in the way, it's gotta go. There you go. Now this should give us the extra room that we need. Okay, these are E12s in this car. So go ahead and crack these loose. Yeah, baby. Who's your clown daddy?
Six more to go.
Okay, over here we're putting a pry bar, just so you guys know, to hold the axle from spinning when I crack these loose. My lovely assistant Brianna is holding that for me while I crack these over here loose. So let me crack another one for you guys. And make sure the socket's on there nice and square with the boot out of the way. I got my cheater bar on it. And right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take all these out. Now this thing just comes right out like that. Now the top to end link it's a 14 millimeter. You gotta take that off to take the axle out. So go ahead and do that. Alright, so I put a pry bar right there because this keeps on spinning on top, so you can get it out the rest of the way. Alright, I'm going to cut the bottom of the end link off here so it could just come right off. So we have new end links, so we might as well cut that off. Alright, now this thing's broken, so it came right off. I just made a little slit there. I love slits. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the sway bar, push it up and around this axle so you get this axle out of the way. Get a pry bar here, just like that. And now hopefully we have enough room here to pop this axle out. Nope, no room. I have to drop this exhaust a little bit to get this out. These are 1/2 inch clamps here that hold the muffler in place. Alright, that's loose too now. And this whole thing, to give us some more room right here, could go down. So just tap it with a dead blow, Brianna, the axle end. And now this whole thing just comes right out. Just like that. Woohoo! Alright, so we have some flat stock from Home Depot here. They sell these, also Lowe's. And those are going to act like spacers. We're going to put a bearing splitter here. And then we're going to drive down these bolts to take this whole hub off. So, put 2 of those in the back. That, and same thing in the bottom. Alright, I have the spacers in, so now I'm just going to crank them down, back and forth here. There you go. Yeah, baby. Who's your clown daddy? Yeah. Woohoo! And as you can see back here, these acted as spacers back here. Okay, so you gotta hammer it here. And you see it's gonna pop out over here. Here we go. Just gotta walk this out. Just like that. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We got this from AutoZone, your loader tool program. You get this for free. I want to use this from here. This is part number 27035. And now I got a threaded rod from Home Depot again. This is a 3/4 inch 10 by 12 inch. Then I got nuts for this. Okay, now in the back I'm gonna put this axle nut. I believe this is from a Ford Expedition, but that'll act like a good washer. And these 2 2-inch washers. And the nut for this threaded rod. So I'll put that in the back. Now I'm going to put this 4-inch PVC coupler, also from Home Depot. Put that right around here. And we're going to get this from a coil spring compressor. Put that over here. And this is a 3/4 inch floor flange, also from Home Depot. And I got a nut on there to drive that down. So make sure everything's centered in the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and drive this down. Okay, so the back nut is 1 1/8 inches. So put that in the back. Again, make sure everything is centered. Everything looks good. Now I'm going to go ahead and drive this down. And this will act like a ball joint press, sort of, and pop this out. That broke.
Hell yeah, it did. Oh shit.
Alright, so this is what happened. This thing snapped. So what we're gonna do is there's a little space in here where the snap ring went. I'm just gonna put this flat on here and crank it down so I can just break this loose at least. Then we're gonna put the PVC and drive it all the way out. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Alright, so I'm gonna crank her down. Hopefully get this to crack loose at least. Alright, so it cracked it and it should be towards the face now, the bearing. Which it is. Look at that. So it moved out. Alright, now we put wooden blocks as spacers because I didn't have the PVC pipe anymore because that broke. So we'll see if that drives it out. We're achieving success, ladies and gentlemen. This is Backyard Mechanics 101.
It's getting easier too, right?
Yep. Also make sure you put these on top and bottom because that's where the nut goes in the back. So you want to bend this the shield too much. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, now to get this race off this shaft over here, there's different ways of doing this. You could cut it, then hammer it out, or there's a lip here. You can put a chisel on it and put a puller on this. So we're going to try to hammer this out a little bit. So it's coming out a little bit. Still gotta hammer this bitch like she owes you money. Alright, now I put this puller on it. This you get from AutoZone, also rent the tool program. It's OEM part number 27011. And I just made the hole here wide enough to put these jaws in. I got a piece of metal here. I'm going to rest this on and just crank her down and it should pull this out. And there you go. Now we got a 2-inch pipe here, a coupler. This is also from Home Depot for a couple of bucks. We're going to use this, the exact width of the bearing here, to push it in. I'm going to grind this down a little bit so when it goes into the hub over there, this won't get stuck. Alright, so I ground that down very slightly. As you can see, it's still perfect around the bearing. And this can be pressed all the way in to pass the lip here for the clip. So we can go ahead and install this now. Okay, we're gonna put some anti-seize in here. You can also put some butter sauce, or whatever you'd like. Now I'm gonna get this started with the wood block. Alright, now that I got it started, I'm going to put this in the back. Okay, now to push this in, we got the washer in the back, the flange. And we're going to put this like this, just to get flush with the hub over here. Then we're going to put the pipe that we grinded down to push it in the rest of the way. Crank her down. Okay, now we're going to take that out and put the pipe we grinded on there. Alright, now we put the pipe that we ground down, and my camera girl's going to go crank it down. Okay, now we're just going to check to see if it went all the way in. Alright, so it's in. You can see there's a groove here for the clip. You can see the whole groove. So we're putting a new clip in. This is part number K502072. Go ahead and insert that. And we're good. Alright, now put some anti-seize here on the shaft and some in there. And it looks like it should be good there. Now we're going to put this from behind again. Put this in. Washer and nut. And crank her down. You're gonna hear it pop a little bit. That's the shaft going in. You can also hammer it here a little bit. And you're good. Alright, so that's what it's supposed to look like when it's all the way in. And as you can see, there's no real noise on this one. I just want to show you real quick. Remember we took this band off here? I'm also going to pack some more grease in here. And I got these metal zip ties. I'm just going to put it over here and over the slip over there and clamp it down when I put this back in. I'm not going to make this video 10 hours long. I'm going to skip the installation process from here forward. It's pretty much the reversal of how we removed everything. And also don't forget the axle nut. This should be torqued down to 184 foot-pounds. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like me and share me. Hasta la vista. I got a piece of metal here to rest this on.